Hello, and welcome to episode 19 of the MD Quilter Knits podcast. I'm Beth, and I am coming to you from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. And it's been a minute since I recorded a podcast. I did do Vlogmas this year, so if you didn't watch Vlogmas, make sure that you check it out. I did manage to record a video a day for all 25 days of Vlogmas. So I was super excited about that. It has been probably about 6 months since I recorded a podcast. I had no intention of it being that long, but life just got in the way. So I am back now, and hopefully I will be on a every 2 week schedule. That's what I'm shooting for. So if you don't know me, if you're new to the podcast, Ramona, if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. So a little bit about me. I live on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and I do quite a bit of what I'd call professional knitting. I do sample knitting, I do test knitting, I do a little bit of knitting just for myself. I'm hoping in 2022 to do more of that knitting for myself. Excuse me. So today is January the 15th. I think I'm sorry, it is Sunday, January 16th. And it is a cold and blustery day here on the East Coast of the United States. Bitter cold. We were hoping for some snow today, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any. If we do, it'll be just a little bit. But yeah, let's see. Today I have a couple of finished objects for you. I have some works in progress, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek at what I'm going to be starting soon. So let's get started with the knitting. I was fortunate enough to test knit a couple of sweaters last year for Vanessa Smith, Vanessa Smith Designs. She has some amazing patterns, and she decided to re-release one of her first garment patterns called Julissa with an extended sizing range. So I tested one of those extended sizes for her. And Lori Jean from Knitted Wit provided the yarn for me. It's the Knitted Wit worsted base, and it was a dream to knit with. I chose the color Peanut Brittle, and this is my finished sweater. Sorry, it's been folded up, but yeah, look at that cable that goes down the center with some lace work. And then there's a cable, that same cable goes down the sleeves. And these are 3/4 inch or 3/4 length sleeves. And I just love it. This has a tiny bit of negative ease, and it is cropped. I did a cropped version of it. So it looks great over a dress. And yeah, I just absolutely love this pattern. The pattern is available for purchase now. And if you had previously purchased Julissa, I think that it was updated automatically for you with some of the new instructions. But yeah, there's that. Oh, you can see the shaping line there. That's the bust darts. Using shadow wraps, they're not that easy to see, but you can see it. Look at that really pretty golden color. Love it. All right. So that is FO number 1. If you watched Vlogmas, you watched me work on 2 Advent projects daily, and I did finish my stocking on Christmas Day. This started with day 1 up here on the cuff, and then worked its way down. The yarn is from Legacy Fiber Arts. This was their Snow Day Advent kit for this year. And the pattern is by Natalie Sheldon of Remembrances Pottery. And each day she gave us a new pattern, new stripe pattern to work on. So yeah, this is super fun. It is a super long stocking. I think it would work well to hold a hockey stick or lots and lots of skeins of yarn. So this was super fun to knit, and I am planning on participating in Natalie's year-long KAL, which will basically do 2 sections each month. So this will be the January section, and then the February sections, and so on. And I'm going to do the inverse of these because I have lots of leftovers. So they will be matching stockings. I'm going to have to order a little bit more of the vanilla bean colorway, which is what the contrast color was for the kind of neutral that goes through the entire project. So yeah. So I did finish that on Christmas Day, and then I've since blocked it as well. And then a couple days after Christmas, I did finish all of my stripes during Vlogmas, but I did not finish the actual cuffs until a couple days later. But these were a 2021 finish. And the yarn is from Freckled Whimsy. This is her 24 stripe Advent or Advent 2021 skein. And then the green is also from Freckled Whimsy. And then I added in this magenta color. I believe it is a Knit Picks Hawthorne. It's a leftover from a sweater that I knit last year. So these are matching skeins. And I do have some left over, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the leftovers, but I will figure something out for sure. And that is all that I have today for finished objects. Also, what I'm wearing, should talk about that first. This is an FO from a couple years ago, and it is the Rhinebeck cardi from Loopy Mango, and it is made with the Loopy Mango worsted. This is their hot pink and their black. And then I've got a fun little stripe detail here. I made it super long. So this is just a nice cozy cardi for the winter time, and very comfortable, very soft, but whoa, bang, bright pink. That is for sure. All right, so let's talk about what I'm working on right now. I do have 2 projects that I'm actively working on the needles that are samples that I cannot show because they are secret. But what I can show you is I decided this year, after taking a year off, I took a year hiatus from the Desert Vista Dyeworks monthly sock challenge. I decided to come back to it this year. I kind of missed it last year. Didn't miss those looming deadlines, but I missed being part of the challenge. But this year also, Susan decided that she was going to allow a little bit of variety in what we knit. We don't have to just knit socks. So she's allowing the sock yarn specific hats. So hats that are knit specifically to use skeins of sock yarn, one of which being the sock head hat. And the one that I'm working on right now is the Musselburgh hat. So this is the beginnings of my Musselburgh hat. And this hat is, it's knit in a tube. So you start with a pinhole cast on, and then you increase out. The pattern is by Ysolda Teague. And basically it's knit for lots of different gauges. So you knit out to a certain point, you measure your gauge, and then you decide what finish size you want to have. And you do, there's a chart that tells you the different stitch counts, and you just increase out until then. And then you just knit straight until it tells you to start the decreases. And then you decrease down to just a few stitches, and then close them off like the top of the hat. And then you have this large like duffel bag looking piece, excuse me, and then you just fold it into itself. So you can have great double layered hat. And the yarn that I'm using for this is, like I said, it's Desert Vista Dyeworks. Here it is in the cake. And the colorway is Veruca Zombody. And this is one of the Zombody collections based on Willy Wonka. And it's based on Veruca salt. And I just love these colors. So this is going to be super fun. I have not decided if I'm going to be doing hats every month, but I am happy to not be knitting socks with it. And the stitch marker that I'm using is from Sam's Tiny Trinkets. Sam is part of Woolen Woman Fibers. And this cute little gnome, magical gnome, he lost an ear. Wah, wah. Very sad. But I am knitting these on US 2 needles, 16-inch, 2.75 millimeter. And the bag that I'm using is from Fate's Thread. It is a zipper bag. Here is her tag right there. See if you can see that a little better. There we go. And it is a Broadway theme. You got lots of Broadway marquees there. And the zipper pull, you had your choice of zipper pulls. And I chose the Grease zipper pull. And on the back of it, it says Summer Lovin'. Isn't that fun? So yeah, there is work in progress number 1. And then I am also working on my first ever Tunisian crochet garment. I am very new to Tunisian crochet, but I am having a blast with it. And let me make sure I show the correct side. It's a little, it's kind of bizarre construction, but I'll show you as best I can. So I don't know if you can see the texture. Yeah, you can see that texture pattern real well there. So that is the texture pattern. This is the Barrio Cardigan by AKLori. And it is a top-down cardigan. I have finished the front portion of one side panel, front side panel of the cardigan to the bottom of the armhole. I'm currently working on that same portion for the back, and then I'll do the other side, front side panel, and then connect them, and then just start doing this texture stitch again in the round. It's a super easy texture stitch, lots of fun. The designer has an amazing website with great tutorials that show you how to do the stitches as she intends them to be done. So sorry about that. I am using Chadbourne, which is a natural marled yarn from Queen City Yarns. And the colorway is called Finish Line. This is the natural undyed color. And the yarn is a DK weight. It is 80% domestic merino and 20% regionally sourced alpaca. So this particular yarn, it's a 4-ply. And 3 of the plies are this light natural merino and alpaca. And then the 4th ply is a darker alpaca. So yeah, super soft, really nice. This is very cozy stitch pattern. Whoops, and I'm getting stuck on my cardigan. So lots of fun. I'm really liking doing this particular garment, and I'm very much looking forward to finishing it. And I am using one of my bags from Stitch and Plaza. Can you tell I haven't done this for a little while? There we go. Stitch and Plaza. It is a supernatural themed zipper bag from her. And it's housing this sweater right now. All right, the next project that I'm working on is, we'll start with the bag. It's from JD Studios, and it's my pink football bag. So this is the football stitching there, and then pink canvas. And then I am working on a sample. This is out of Chelsea Yarns, Chelsea Luxe, her DK, Luxe DK. The main color is Chelsea's Coop, which is this one. And then the contrasting color is, hang on, I have to find the tag, Monstera. And this is a 100% merino, superwash merino, Luxe DK, 225 yards to 100 grams. And the pattern is called Brush Strokes. Whoops, let's show you the right side there. Okay, it's called Brush Strokes. It is by Tiffany Neilan. And it's a neat top-down circular yoke color work. And then it has this beautiful fan and feather lace hem. So I am finished the body. I just need to pick up and start the sleeves. And on this, you'll see, using these bright cords here. These are the Knitting Barber. And they are cords to hold your work in progress. And just reach over here. Okay. So the cord itself, it's, see if I can show you this properly. See that hole in there? Yep. You just, I'll show you. You just put your needle on there and it just holds it. Now, sometimes it holds it better than others. Usually I pretty much jam it on there nicely. Yeah, see, so it holds it on there and you can use it for trying on or holding your stitches for sleeves or body or whatever it is you need. And then I just use my nail and kind of just push it off of there. So yeah, I'm using that. This is the body one here. And then it comes with the two smaller ones for the sleeves. And it works beautifully. Comes in this cute little tin. And the color, of course, that I have is pink, of course. And it comes in all different colors. So yeah, so this has been fun. Like I said, I just have to do the sleeves on this and then it will be ready to send back to Christina of Chelsea Yarns. Look at that lateral braid. Isn't that pretty? Very, very fun. Alrighty, so that's a sample that's not a secret. Like I said, I have two other samples on the needles, but they are for upcoming designs, so I can't show them, unfortunately. All right, so my next, or this is going to be my last whip that I'll be showing you. It's in my bag from Beautiful Sister. Cute little travel stamp bag. And in here, I just cast these on. I am participating in the Mosaic Make-Along. So it's doing mosaic projects. So I just cast on the cuff. So it's just a cuff that you're seeing here. For the Ice Time Mitts by Jennifer Lasan, Boston Jen of the Down Cellar Studio podcast. And I'm using Mitchell's Creations DK sock base. So it's a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, DK weight. This is the Shameless colorway. And this is Phoenix Rising. And this was the Zombie Knit Apocalypse at Home 2022 special colorway. This was in their goodie bags and they also had it available for sale. And I bought a skein of that and these. And I made brioche socks last year using these two colors. So this is the leftovers, and I'll have some beautiful mosaic mitts. Looking forward to being able to use those. Even though I do have a new car with a heated steering wheel, it's still nice to have those fingerless mitts, especially when it gets super duper cold. All right, so next I will show you what I have coming up on the needles. So I am doing a test knit for Tristan Molina of Dragon Horde Yarn. She has a new sweater coming out, and it is a sweater designed to use Advent minis, and it is super fun looking. I have swatched for it, but I have not yet started. So there is my swatch. You'll notice that I do swatch in the round, and I do it the quote unquote lazy way and just pull a strand, and then I cut those strands off of the back and block it. So this is my swatch, and this is my main color. Excuse me. This is from Leading Men Fiber Arts. It is the Soliloquy base, and the Soliloquy base is, it's 100% superwash BFL, and it is 657 yards to 150 grams. And the colorway that I'm using is Imperial. And then here's their logo. And this is information on the yarn itself. So this is a nice bright blue, and I think it's really going to go well. The minis that I'm using are, this is the first one that I'm using, and they're from Rising Tide Fiber, and this is Winter Candy Stick is the colorway, and this is from her Advent kit from 2020. Yes, 2020, which was Christmas confection or Christmas confectionaries. And these are all of the minis that I'm using for this. So this is going to be a super fun knit. I'm really looking forward to it, and can't wait to get that cast on. We had a little bit of a hiccup with the pattern, so we just got the green light to go ahead and continue. So I will be casting this on very soon. And let me just throw my swatch down there. Okay. And I am using a bag from Prairie Bagworks. And this, I believe, was her splash pad exclusive bag a couple of years ago. And it's just fun. The ladies in the pool. And it's a drawstring, which is nice. All right. So that is everything that I'm working on right now. I do want to tell you a little bit about my goals for 2022. So I am planning on doing possibly fewer test and sample knits in 2022. I'm not going to say that I'm not doing any. For goodness sake, I'm already doing 3 or 4 right now. I do have a couple more coming up that I haven't talked about because I don't have all of the yarn here yet for them. But I am wanting to use a little bit more of my sweater stash. I have quite a few sweater quantities that I've purchased, not just, and let me back up, quite a few that I've purchased since the last time that we talked. I went to the Zombie Knitpocalypse retreat in June, and I also went to Rhinebeck in October. So I managed to accumulate several new sweater quantities, and I want to use this beautiful yarn. So I have put together a list of the sweater quantities that I want to use this year. I'm not pigeonholing myself into patterns necessarily for them, but they are, I bought them with specific patterns in mind, and I'll stick mostly to that. But I will pop in a picture of the the sweater quantities themselves. And my plan is, it's a grid. And my plan is, as I make progress, so maybe the first podcast of the month that I do, I'll snap a picture of where that project is specifically and kind of replace the bare yarn photo with that progress photo. And eventually at the end of the year, I'm hoping to have a grid of 12 finished sweaters from those sweater quantities. And really, I'm hoping to use them for non-test knits, you know, for patterns that I've been wanting to knit. So that's kind of the goal. If I need to substitute one of them for a test knit, that's okay. It's still using the yarn, but really the goal is to do a little bit more selfish knitting. So yeah, so I want to do that. And I also I've picked 12 work in progress sweaters that I'd like to finish this year as well. So my hope is at the end of 2022, that I will have 24 new sweaters for myself. That's the hope. Not sure if I'll make it, but you know, even if I only finish a couple of them, it's a couple that I hadn't finished before. So that's really where I'm going with my goals for this year. Excuse me. Beyond that, who knows? I'm really thinking about doing the Year of the Gnome. I just want to do some fun things for myself for a change. I've done a lot of commitment knitting over the last few years, and while I thoroughly enjoy it, I really do enjoy commitment knitting. I need to do some of the things for myself as well. So we'll see where 2022 takes us. Hopefully it takes us to finishing some whips. I have a lot of them, quite a lot of them. And, you know, using up some of this yarn that I've had. So we will see what happens. And I just really looking forward to taking you guys along on the journey. Yeah, I think that is it for today. I have babbled for as long as you probably want to listen to me babble. So I hope that you guys come back again and see what MD Quilter knits next. Bye.